Hello guys, Black Scythe is back in the deadly trial. This time he and his team face the final boss, a battle that will decide who survives and who falls. Okay, let go. Among a group of 20 players, one man stepped forward and greeted politely. Hello, Black Scythe. What a fortune it is to meet you here. Arms crossed, Black Scythe only raised an eyebrow, his voice cold and indifferent. All right then, what is it? The player smiled nervously. Nothing much. We're forming a raid team to challenge the final boss. We'd like to invite you to join us. But before he could finish, Black Scythe cut him off with a chilling reply. Not interested. His blunt rejection left both parties stunned. His companions behind him exchanged uneasy glances, while the man who had asked the question stood frozen in disbelief. What? You're refusing, just like that. Trying to regain composure, the man pointed across the battlefield. Black Scythe, surely you must realize the final boss of this round isn't an easy opponent. Look over there. Do you see that beast? The one that looks like a giant ox. Following his gaze, Black Scythe saw it. A hulking monster wandering restlessly, a massive axe clutched in its hands. That's Minoto, the boss we must slay. It's terrifying, nearly impossible to bully into submission. In fact, one team has already tried. All of them were annihilated. The man's eyes gleamed with false confidence. That's why I understand now. We need cooperation. If we work together, we can win. But Black Scythe's expression didn't waver. His reply was cold as steel. Handle it yourselves. Don't drag us into it. The other player faltered, clearly shaken. But wouldn't it be better if we helped each other? I can even promise you the last hit if you'd like. Please reconsider. That was the final straw. Black Scythe's aura flared. The sheer pressure of a level 40 radiated from him, crushing down on the weak level 20 player before him. His voice was a blade. Don't make me repeat myself a third time. The terrified man paled, stumbling backward. I understand, I'm sorry. Shaken, he rejoined his group, muttering in frustration. Damn it, I failed, he won't join us. Didn't you say you'd let him take the finishing blow? I did, but he still refused. He told us to handle it ourselves. Doubt crept into their voices. But why? Even Black Scythe needs to kill the boss, right? Could it be? Is he afraid of it? No one could answer. Finally, one of them gritted his teeth. HMPH, then we have no choice. We'll face it on our own. And so their fateful battle began. Minoto, the monstrous beast, stood nearly 6 meters tall. Its form resembled a man-shaped bull, an ox giant with a battle axe as large as a human body. Every step it took shook the ground, each movement dripping with menace. The raid party of 20 approached from behind, attempting to stay silent, their throats dry, fear tightening their chests. Up close, it's even bigger than I imagined. Relax, we're 20 strong, we can win. But the monster suddenly stopped, drool dripping from its jagged teeth. Its head turned, and its burning gaze locked onto the players. The earth trembled as Minoto bellowed, a deafening roar, battle axe raised high. Then, with unnatural speed for its size, it charged on 2 legs straight at the raid group. Terror spread instantly. Several players went pale as corpses, cursing in despair. Shit, it's running right at us. Yet some among them didn't falter. The brave ones rushed forward to meet the beast head-on. Don't back down. Everyone attack together, kill it now. High above on a stone pillar, Black Scythe leapt onto a vantage point, his sharp eyes watching. He remained calm, his mind cold and analytical. How long will it take them to bring it down? Despite its frightening appearance, Minoto was not as invincible as it seemed. Its swings were sluggish, predictable. Dodging them was easy enough. But there was one problem, its hide, thick, tougher than stone. Blades bounced off uselessly. One player hacked at its leg, only for his sword to glance away without leaving a scratch. Another cursed despair in his voice. It's too tough, our weapons are useless. From his perch, Black Scythe analyzed carefully. Its weakness isn't obvious, but if they keep striking over and over, sooner or later they'll hit something vital. And sure enough, when a well-aimed arrow struck the joint of its elbow, the monster faltered for a heartbeat. That single pause changed everything. The group roared in unison and pressed forward. A warrior charged his axe with mana, swinging it in a dazzling arc. The strike carved deep into Minoto's chest. Blood sprayed as the beast roared in fury. Now's our chance, everyone attack. Weapons slashed again and again. Daggers stabbed, swords pierced, hammers smashed. Wounds opened across the beast's body. But then disaster struck. One reckless player, too slow to retreat, was caught in Minoto's massive grip. The monster's hand closed, bones shattering with a sickening crunch. In a heartbeat, the man's body was reduced to pulp and hurled aside like trash. The group faltered, horror filling their eyes, but mages acted quickly, forming blazing fireballs. With a furious shout, they unleashed their magic. Explosions engulfed Minoto, flames consuming its body. The beast staggered, roared one last time, and collapsed with a thunderous crash. The battlefield fell silent for a breath, before cheers erupted. "We did it, at last, it's dead. We're the first group to kill it." From the heavens, pillars of radiant light descended. One by one, they enveloped the surviving members, rewards bestowed upon the victors. The raid party survived. Finally, the mission window appeared with a single word glowing across it: completed. Cheers broke out among the victors. For them, this was proof of success, the first real cooperation that worked. But not everyone shared the joy. Those who hadn't landed the killing blow looked frustrated, their faces twisting with regret. "Damn it, so we'll have to fight another one." It quickly became clear. Once a boss fell, a pillar of light would descend on the chosen victors, lifting them out of the battlefield. For those still left behind, there was no reward, no escape. Just the bitter truth: they'd have to face another boss on their own. A heavy silence followed. "So, are we just supposed to sit here and wait for the time to run out?" one of them muttered. The answer came quickly. "Seems like it, but it feels like we're losing some kind of advantage just by waiting around." The survivors weren't satisfied. If they wanted another chance, they needed a new plan. "Then let's find another group and team up. That's the only way." And then eyes shifted. Someone had noticed the lone figure standing tall, watching everything from above. A whisper slipped out before he could stop himself. "Black Scythe's party." But the thought died as quickly as it formed. The player bit back his words and lowered his head. Everyone knew it was pointless. Black Scythe wasn't someone you could recruit. From the shadows above, Ryuman finally moved. Leaping down with quiet grace, he spoke with cold certainty. "Good thing we didn't waste time killing the boss early. That would have been nothing but a waste." His words reignited his team's resolve. Min Jury clenched her fists, hope flickering in her eyes. "You were right, just like you predicted." Black Scythe gathered his allies. His voice was sharp, commanding. "Rest time's over. Stay close, follow me." Once again they ran, with Ryuman leading the charge. Their next prey, the centaurs. Hourglass not done time bled away. More and more pillars of light fell across the battlefield, lifting completed teams skyward. Those left behind could only watch in frustration, boredom slowly carving itself into their faces. "I wonder what rank we'll end up at. No scoreboard, no ranking, nothing." "Forget it. As long as we kill the boss and survive, that's enough. I'll just sleep the rest of the round away." But not everyone had the patience to wait. One curious player spotted something in the distance. "Wait, over there, what's happening?" They turned and froze. Ryuman had already found his next target. His scythe gleamed like a crescent moon as it sliced through the air. In a single, merciless strike, a massive centaur fell dead at his feet. Gasps erupted. "That's Black Scythe. He killed it in one hit." Level 40, really, is on a whole different level. Whispers spread like wildfire. But why is he just hunting centaurs? Why isn't he going after the boss? Wouldn't it be smarter to kill the boss and secure a spot at the top? Their confusion turned into scorn. "Guess he gave up on ranking. Now he's just grinding levels." "A shame. I thought he'd take first place again. Even Black Scythe can't stay on top forever." They shook their heads, dismissing him. But while they wasted time with gossip, Ryuman's scythe was busy reaping lives. Another centaur fell, then another, and another. The massacre never stopped. Until finally, a system message appeared. Target centaur, eliminations 1,920 out of 2,000. Remaining time 43 seconds. Ryuman let out a slow breath. The hunting ground was empty. Every centaur had been slain. "So it's finally over." His team caught up to him, panting heavily, sweat dripping from their faces. "Black Scythe, can we rest, just for a bit?" He planted his scythe into the ground, arms crossed, his voice sharp and final. "The hunt is finished. Now it's time to kill the final boss." A tense silence followed. Then, like a spark to dry kindling, their spirits ignited. Yeah, the real battle was about to begin.